Headphone highlights. Hello, Master Marslander, and I realized that we haven't talked about a proper IEM on this channel for quite a while, so I'm excited to share something that's pretty special. This is the brand new MK12 by Hidizs. It is their newest large diaphragm dynamic driver IEM, and it's so new that it's launching right now. Today, as of the publishing of this video, is launch day for this IEM. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to the Kickstarter page for the MK12, where they are going to be offering some pretty substantial discounts and bundles for early birds. So a quick thank you to Hidizs for providing the MK12 to us for this video, but as always, all thoughts and opinions about this IEM moving forward are going to be my own. The MK12 Turris. These are big boys. These are honkin' IEMs. They're pretty substantial, and man, are they machined very, very well, very, very precisely. The machining here, this is CNC machined integrated metal for the shell. I believe it is aluminum or aluminium, but I couldn't get Hidizs to confirm that for me right away. But yeah, it is a fully machined metal, and they feel remarkably robust, remarkably well made, with this very interesting design. We'll talk a little bit more about what this design represents in a bit, but yeah, it's a crazy build. Now, Hidizs is calling this IEM the true evolution of high-end sound. Okay. And to set the tone for that claim, the design of these is supposedly inspired by the Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish. And this jellyfish, the immortal jellyfish, is a real thing. It's fascinating. It is particularly known for its ability to, through the process of differentiation, this jellyfish is able to revert itself back to the colonial stage of its life cycle, which is basically like it is able to de-age itself to before puberty so that it can heal from injury, sickness, or old age, and then grow to maturity again and again, potentially indefinitely. It's crazy fascinating, and I really encourage you to look it up. What a cool freaking aquatic critter. Now, personally, I don't know if this shell design really speaks jellyfish to me. I mean, I think it looks probably closer to something like a trilobite or maybe even a horseshoe crab, but I digress. A big kind of selling point of this IEM, something you're going to see a lot when you go look at the page for these, is that apparently the MK12 here is the world's first 12mm 91% pure magnesium diaphragm dynamic driver in earphone. That was kind of a lot to absorb right there. But basically, magnesium drivers are something you generally find in more kind of higher end headphones, particularly over-ear headphones. Something like the Sony MDR Z1R uses magnesium drivers. So they're kind of saying, what they're trying to say here, what Hidizs is trying to say is that you're getting that kind of more high-end, prestigious, and luxurious driver material and driver design in a little IEM right here. So, I mean, for whatever that's worth, that is kind of neat. We'll see how it actually delivers with sound a little bit later, though. General specs, these have 32 ohms of impedance and 111 decibels of sensitivity. They incorporate the standard 0.78mm 2-pin connector. And even though these are a honkin' IEM, they're chonky for sure, they only weigh about 19 grams. So they feel pretty light in the hand. And we'll talk about comfort here in a little bit and see how they feel in the ear as well. One thing I do want to quickly mention about this build here, and yeah, it's cool to have like a whole bunch of lore as to why IEM looks this way. I love that kind of crap. I think it's fun. The one problem I'm going to point out here with this particular design, as cool as it is and as funky as it feels, this point right here, that's sharp, man. That's a sharp little point right there. Now, it's not like it's not connecting with your ear at all when you're wearing them, so that's not really an issue. I'm only bringing it up because it is a pointy bit, and when you're kind of like handling this thing, it'll poke at you. But it's not going to poke your ear while you're wearing it. I can assure you of that at the least. In terms of accessories that you get with your MK12, you start with a large assortment of ear tips. You get 3 different sizes and 3 different categories. So we have small, medium, and large for these 3 different categories, the categories of which are vocal, balanced, and bass. So this is kind of a way that you can do a little bit of tuning for the IM just through these tips, but also included, put that right there, you also get 3 sets of tuning caps. Now, we've seen stuff like this before. You simply just kind of screw them onto the nose or the plug of the IM here. You get 3 different kinds. You get this red, silver, and then what was pre-installed on mine, take this guy off, is this rose gold as well. And you could think of them as also means of adjusting and tuning your audio, which just gives you a really large variety of tuning options for the IM. Now, you might have noticed that I have a different set of tips on my MK12s right here. These are the tips that come included. This right here was a little bonus that they sent me. Their new sea anemone ear tips. I'm just kind of playing around with these. When we're talking about sound, I don't really consider these when we're talking about the actual sound profile, but I did try these out and I like them a lot. They feel really, really nice. They fit in the ear great, and they make the sound very similar to the balanced, but maybe just a little bit more slightly V-shaped. They're very pleasant. But yeah, these new ear tips are very good. This little plastic bit is bothering me. There we go. You also get this very nice cable, kind of a standard cable, but it does look pretty nice, feels pretty good in the hand. It's a high purity, oxygen-free copper and silver plated cable, which is available in 4.4 balance like I have here, or 3.5 millimeter. It's a good cable, and like I said, terminates to just your standard 2-pin, which is marked red and black? No, blue. Red and blue for left and right, so pretty easy to identify. The final thing included with your accessories package is the standard little squeezed and snap carry pouch that Hidizs provides with a lot of their headphones. It just subtly says Hidizs right here on the front, and it's just a nice, simple, kind of soft, leather-like bag that does have these little hinges that when you squeeze, opens the end here, drop your IMs in there, let go, and it closes. It's a nice little pouch, and I've always liked the pouch, but if I'm being frank, and Hidizs, I know that you're watching this, so maybe you'll take this to heart a little bit. I like the pouch, but I think at this point, especially with the price range that you do for your headphones, which let me reassure you, I do think is very fair. I think that maybe you should start taking a few notes from the likes of maybe Tin Hi-Fi and start providing some nicer like carrying cases for your IMs, because this is nice, but it doesn't really fit for the like prestige and I don't know, premiumness of your IMs. This is a great IM and this is a great package. I wish that there was kind of a more premium feeling sort of carrying case or something that would make this feel just a little bit more, I don't know, I guess premium. But yeah, I'd like to see that in the future if you can manage it, because I think that would just really increase the overall value and especially presentation of these IMs. Fit and comfort for the MK12s. So these are substantial IMs. I mean, just look how large they are in the ear here. And they're robustly built for sure, but man, I'm not feeling kind of any weight on the ear at all. These actually, dude, these fit really freaking well. I'm still amazed that such a large IM and one made with such kind of robust materials is able to fit so snugly and naturally in my ears, at least. Because this is great. This is a fantastic fit. I don't really feel any ear fatigue at all wearing these, and I can wear them for hours, and I have. I can go out for a long, extended walk around my neighborhood out into the desert if I want to, with listening to these, and it will cause me no problem whatsoever. And in terms of fit, the actual passive sound isolation out of these is fantastic. It's excellent. I don't hear any of my electronics in my office here. I don't hear any of my fans. I don't hear the fan and the giant bright studio light over here. Nothing. It's obviously not necessarily akin to active noise cancellation, but in terms of passive sound isolation, this is way up there. This is excellent sound isolation. And it really kind of helps ensure that you're getting a nice solid seal. And that is going to really have some benefits or at least impact on your sound performance. So in terms of fit and comfort, these are fabulous, fantastic. One of the more, I'm going to go so far as to say, in terms of the large build IEMs of this kind of size and weight, it's got to be the most comfortable large diaphragm IEM I've ever worn. This feels absolutely wonderful in the ear. Going into sound, first of all, these IEMs managed to pair very well with just about anything I plugged them into. They work well with all my desktop amps, for example, but I found that I often preferred using more portable devices than desktop devices. Using something like my HipDAC 3, especially with its freaking fun button, the freaking X bass boost button. Oh, what a freaking delightful pairing these are. Holy smokes. But also another surprisingly great pairing was this. This is the S8 Pro Robin, Hidizs' own little tiny portable dongle amp. And man, this is a great pairing too. I was genuinely surprised with the kind of extra oomph that this thing provided the MK12s. Really cool little amp here, which coincidentally, complete coincidence, they didn't send this to me as a pairing with this IEM, but as part of their early bird Kickstarter that they have right now, if you go to the Kickstarter page, you'll see they actually have a bundle with the S8 Pro Robin for the MK12s. You can buy them as a bundle at a pretty decent discount. And man, that might be the way to go because yeah, they sound great on this thing. Now, because of all the various types of tips that they provide, as well as the different types of tuning filters, there's lots of ways to adjust the sound of this thing. I think if you really want to get crazy about it, there's like at least 9 different possibilities available here. So to keep things simple, the sound profile I'm going to be describing to you is based off of using the balanced tips and the rose gold filter on the MK12s. Because I felt that that was kind of like the best midpoint, the best maybe like natural state sound profile of this headphone, with everything else outside of that kind of being variations of one direction or the other. So keep that in mind as we move forward. These are remarkably clean, clear, and sometimes even analytical, while at the same time being explosive, responsive, and super fun. Excellent sub-bass performance. They definitely deliver on that promise. It is far-reaching and very well extended. They deliver a deep and kind of colossal slam that is just an absolute joy, while at the same time being very well controlled and balanced. Mid-bass is meaty, punchy, and just gratuitously fun. It's that kind of mid-bass that rattles your brain and really stimulates your dopamine receptors. You can't not have fun with these. But as crazy fun as it is, it's also not a uncontrolled amount of mid-bass. It's actually very well kind of corralled and kept away from that mid-range so that it's not masking it too much. It's not blooming or bleeding too much where you don't want it to be. And the bass is very responsive. It slams, hits, kicks, and retreats. It's just gone. It's extremely quick, very fast. It's almost kind of like a planar magnetic kind of bass delivery, while still maintaining that kind of oomph and power behind a dynamic driver bass response. It's a very pleasing and natural kind of mid-range where vocals are given a bit of an extra kind of priority to be front and center stage, while your other instruments like your strings or your percussion are allowed to just be beautifully acoustic sounding, where strings really kind of resonate and strum. You feel that strumming, while your percussions maintain a really pleasant and satisfying kick and bump to them. High mids have great impact and speed, able to really keep up with a high tempo kind of energy. The treble range has a nice kind of spice to it that provides this kind of crystal and brittle-like clarity and texture. It's not the most brilliant kind of treble, reducing those harsh highs for a more kind of relaxed and easy to listen to top end. Soundstage is a little bit subtle. It's not a super crazy wide soundstage, nor is it a super narrow soundstage like it's beaming right behind your eyeballs. Think of it more like there's a little pocket of air between your ear and the driver that's giving you just this little bit sense of distance and space. Imaging is well realized. You get good instrument separation and isolation, and very good horizontal positioning. Vertical and rear field positioning is maybe not quite as well realized, not quite as well illustrated as that horizontal imaging, but it still kept me well immersed and focused with what I was listening to. Great dynamics. It is a fun and engaging sound that is easy and pleasing to the ears, while also quick and clear enough for those extra kind of finer details to pop out and tickle your eardrums. This IAM slaps. It's a fantastic return for Hidizs, and probably one of my favorite that they have made to date. Do I think it's going to replace high-end over-ear headphones? Probably not. It is kind of my thing. Do I think that they are an immortal device that can de-age itself and remature itself over and over again indefinitely, off into eternity? It's a little early to tell. Is it a fantastic all-around IEM, especially for its price range? Absolutely. At $199, just under $200, I think these are pretty well priced. I think that they are positioned very well in the market. But, like I mentioned, link to the Kickstarter page in the description, where they're currently offering a crazy discount for super early birds where you can get these for only $130. I think that's phenomenal. I can't think of an IEM that I would prefer at that price range. I mean, that's really compelling if you ask me, but you know, go ahead, check it out for yourself. You can make your own decision on that. But I think that these are fantastic and priced very well. If you enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing. And in the immortal words of Bob Ross, when it comes to that like button down there, just beat the devil out of it. I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you again soon.